Often overlooked and underutilized, the explosive weapons category gave me today's idea for can you beat Fallout New Vegas with only a missile launcher? Had the typical start of naming my character Miss Launcher as a homage to the Fallout 3 weapon, assigned my specials mostly focusing on intelligence, luck, and a bit of perception to boost my explosive skills, made my tag skills explosives, speech, and barter as missiles are damn expensive and I would need a lot of them for this run, picked skilled and trigger discipline for my traits, and out into Good Springs I went, except there wasn't much to talk about here other than just buying some stim packs, because I couldn't really do much here as I didn't quite yet have a missile launcher. So I immediately was brainstorming ideas for where to get one, and after getting attacked by a puppy and nearly blowing my legs off, I decided that I would just go to Hidden Valley, because as I recall, there's a missile launcher up in Black Mountain in the storage shed. Yeah, this didn't pan out too great, as I kind of forgot you need the key from Tabitha to access it because it's in one of the trunks, and with no way to get that, as I don't have a weapon, I was off to head to the Gunrunners. I discovered El Dorado Substation, a perfect grenade nearly blew my legs off, but making it to the Gunrunners was pretty disappointing as they didn't have a missile launcher. So, with that being said, I decided to just go to the Strip. Not sure what I thought I was going to do there, as there was no way for me to get a missile launcher there either, so I went off to the Boomers. So that's what I did, headed right off to the Boomers, where I proceeded to almost get nuked into oblivion, because again, it's not a Fallout video unless I almost get nuked. I did manage to steal a missile launcher there, and for their transgressions against me earlier, I decided that I would kill all of them. They actually had some missiles as well, which helped my wallet, as I didn't have a whole lot of caps at this point, but with the gear from the Boomers, I would be just fine. They had a whole bunch of stuff in there that sells for a ridiculous amount of caps that I would just use to get some missiles. Off to the Gunrunners, who did have a really high stock of missiles, which I was actually pretty surprised about. I decided that I'd go into Gomorrah and do some gambling to get a copious amount of caps. I think I walked out with close to 9k when I was done. So after getting assaulted by a sentient bush outside Gomorrah, I went back to the Gunrunners, did a couple resets, got some armor, got some missiles, and then I decided to take the fight to the tops. And it was at this point that I realized this run was basically just going to be breaking limbs simulator. I'm pretty sure I crippled myself at least a couple hundred times. It was pretty ridiculous, but it was also kind of funny. After the screaming had stopped and the people that had at least 3 limbs missing were all dead, I made sure to loot Benny's corpse so that I could get the platinum chip, killed a couple more guards, and then made my way up to Benny's suite so that I could talk to Yes Man and start his quest, as I would be siding with him this run, as I figured it gave me a good chance to kill a whole bunch of people with the missile launcher. Outside the tops, I didn't kill Volpace for once. That would be saved for later. I went ahead and got into the Lucky 38 so that I could progress all of that stuff. I went ahead and talked to Mr. House, who was ecstatic that I had brought him the platinum chip. He showed his gratitude by making me sit through the Securitron upgrade for the 4,000th time. Man, that never gets old. To make him pay for that, I went ahead and killed all of the Securitrons, and by all of them, I mean at least one. Nearly blew my limbs off in the process. Mr. House got a missile to the chest to show him that I didn't appreciate sitting through that again. With all the shenanigans with Mr. House out of the way, I went over to the Ultralux to deal with the White Gloves diplomatically, as I usually do on every run, because they deserve to be dealt with kindness and love and compassion. I totally didn't just murder them all with the missile launcher for easy experience, and do the same with the Omertas, who also deserve nothing but compassion and kindness when being dealt with. I watched Yes Man nearly kill himself trying to insert himself into a computer in the Lucky 38, which was about as amusing as it always is. Once that was done, I went off to go deal with the Brotherhood. Normally I don't deal with them until last, but I was pretty confident that the missile launcher could make easy work of them, and I was correct. The Brotherhood caused absolutely no issues this run. The missile launcher tore through them all pretty easily. I was even able to take out the turrets and pretty much all the paladins. I didn't have any issues here. It was actually quite refreshing to actually be able to damage the Brotherhood for once and not have to just waste stim packs. Oh, wait, I did have to waste stim packs. I crippled myself about 14 times in here, which is normal. With that out of the way, it was finally time to go deal with the Legion. Stopping by Nipton, I went ahead and said hello to Boxcars, as well as gave Volpace my regards from earlier. I told you I'd be coming back for him. At Cottonwood Cove, I just used missiles to deal with the Legion before even going down there. There was only about 2 members of the Legion left by the time I was done, which made it pretty easy work to get down there and clear them out. The fort, however, was a different story. I ended up just using the Hive explosive missiles here a lot, as all the melee legionnaires would just kind of gang up on me and make it an easy kill, albeit it did make me waste some more medical supplies because I crippled my limbs, which, wasn't too bad. It could have been worse. I didn't end up killing myself for the first time here with the missile launcher, which is surprising. I thought it would actually take me a lot longer to kill myself with the weapon. But back to dealing with the Legion, I nearly killed myself a second time. Almost died to a dog. That was actually terrifying. I was really not wanting to die again and deal with the Legion for a second time. Inside the weather station, I just used another Hive explosive missile to kill everyone inside. Started running through all the robots because I really didn't want to waste the missiles on them. They weren't worth the experience. With all that out of the way, I went ahead and got some more medical supplies as I'd need them since I was off to go deal with the Great Khans, who weren't much of a challenge. Arriving in Red Rock Canyon, I went straight for the Longhouse and just used another Hive explosive missile to kill everyone inside with one shot. Outside, I used the tried and true tactic of shooting missiles at people's feet to make their limbs go bye-bye. I used the same tactic I used in Cottonwood Cove of just sitting up on a hill and shooting long-range missiles at people to do easy damage, which made the Great Khans pretty simple to deal with. After killing pretty much everyone I came across, which was actually pretty fun. This has actually really been a fun challenge so far. I'm really glad I decided to do this. I went back to the Lucky 38, and I was finally done dealing with all the tribes that I needed to get to know from Yes Man, so he told me to go off to the El Dorado substation, which was actually quite scary as I nearly died here. I got down to a single tick of HP left and had to spam medical supplies so that I could kill the rest of the NCR troopers, activate the substation, and then it was time for the second battle of Hoover Dam, which I was actually looking forward to this time, as normally my weapon here isn't this good. The Centurions proved to be very, very simple. It was 1 missile for them, 1 missile for the NCR heavy troopers guarding the power-up substation inside. I powered it to the fort so that I could upgrade the Securitrons. I managed to kill myself a second time on this run, fighting another group of Centurions outside. The second time around went much smoother, and I had made it to the Legate's camp, which consisted of me just shooting missiles at the guards to clear them out for later. This wasn't too bad, as they all went down in 1 missile, as I had pretty much maxed out my damage at this point. The Legate even went down in 1 missile, which was actually really surprising. General Oliver arrived, and I basically told him to piss off, and when it came time to fighting the NCR, I killed myself for a 3rd time, so I had to go deal with the entire camp again. The Legate died in 1 more missile. This time, however, when Oliver arrived, I was a little bit more careful with the NCR, and that was it. And with that, I beat Fallout New Vegas with only a missile launcher. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing me lately. As always, leave any suggestions for future challenges in the comments below. I love reading through whatever you guys have to suggest, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.